we do. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, don't be a booth hog, let the recruiter. Oh, questions?
For international students, I know there's a thing for we work with an organization or something. So I was told that we're supposed to apply to jobs that are non-specific. Yes, CPO.
Yeah. CPT, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
The app does have, if someone says that they prefer people who don't need whatever, you just know it's a hard road to hoe, right?
yeah.
Because most of them have exactly what you said, that if they are not hiring
Right.
that.
And so it turns out that doesn't mean they can legally, what Shimrit was talking about is if you're a government contractor, you can legally not hire people, and then there are people who just don't. And you may as well know that as well. We actually added it to the app on purpose, just so that you know when you're going to have a harder time and when you're going to have an easier time, and you can decide only to visit those people who happily say, we'd love to hire the best candidate. Those are our favorite companies, right?
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I remember checking that box. There are going to be lots of companies that do hire international students. If you bring copies of your resume, it's usually like fairly obvious. Remember, like an employer can ask, like, do you have work authorization? And that's a totally legal question. You should answer that truthfully. I have CPT, I have PK, whatnot. Many large companies, although of course government contractors like hire international students, but also smaller companies. I mean, we're now 200 people. When I started at EverQuote, we were about 40. We were 41 people. We hired international students from day one. So, you know, I think in this day and age, like if you want to be competitive, you want to hire the best people that you can, and you don't necessarily care where they were born. Yeah.
Shimrit?
Yeah, I have a follow-up question on
Yeah.
my resume. So if I already talked about my project about like predictive model in my resume, should I still be prepared to like prepare a similar question as if I were in like interview setting?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go like too heavy because like we're not gonna like launch into like an in-depth understanding of like your predictive modeling thing. But you might sort of say, you know, I have some experience in predictive modeling. Like, do you do any of that in the role?
Okay.
What technologies do you use? Like those types of questions are helpful.
So even though I already have like bullet points about like
Yeah, because they might not look very, very closely. So if like you just did a project in R and it was awesome, and you want to work in a job that has R, you could say like, oh, I just did a cool project in R. And does your team work at all in R?
okay, so
Something
still
like that.
prepared for
Yeah.
storytelling like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good question.
Follow up on the international student thing.
Yeah.
So in the company on the apps that I didn't prefer to hire someone with without work authorization, international isn't worth like looking at all.
I probably wouldn't fill your docket with too many of those questions personally, too many of those companies. If like your one dream company says that, then it can't hurt to go spend, but I wouldn't spend time talking to like 10 companies that primarily want to do permanent work authorization if you don't want it. Yeah, that's my answer. Yeah.
I've heard from some recruiters when we say to them, what work authorization will you accept? And they'll say, well, you know, we're not really able to sponsor visas right now unless it was someone who was extremely qualified and was a really good fit. So sometimes they will say, maybe the right person, maybe. So like Shireen said, if there's a dream company, but you don't want to spend, you know, your whole list of target companies on those, because many of them can come. So it really is a company to company thing, and each recruiter can tell you. It's a, you know, you want to ask that question right off the bat, so you're not wasting your time.
Yeah, and that's, remember, they're going to sponsor more for like full-time roles, more specialized, like if you're a master's or PhD student, it's like a very specialized, they might be able to make an exception there, but yeah. Okay. So, you know, generally you come to the booth, the recruiter kind of triages you, we like grab somebody, hey, nice to meet you, tell me about yourself, like you kind of go into your booth speech. I might talk about a couple matches, right? And I'm like, you're like, oh, I'm interested in using data. I'm, you know, an econ major. I've taken some econ classes. Oh, you could be a good fit for our analyst role. I tell you a little bit about it. Maybe I give you very explicit directions, like, oh, it looks like you could be a great fit. We're starting to interview folks now for that role. Like, you should go online tomorrow, and, you know, apply online, and in the notes cover letter section, like, you should mention that I told you to apply at the career fair. Your job that night, and I know Friday night is like, woo, Friday night, but like, or if you're me, it's like, woo, Friday night, but like, you should set aside some time after the career fair that night, or like Saturday morning, where you are going to go apply to jobs. Because Monday morning, I am going to open up my laptop, and I'm going to be like, who from Tufts applied? And like, those people are going to be the first people that we talk to, and we really like it when it says specifically that, like, you know, somebody's like, oh, Vicky told me to apply, Rob told me to apply. I'll then go to Rob and be like, oh, do you remember talking to Ben? And he'll be like, yeah, Ben was great. Like, I told him to apply. He'd be a great fit. So yes. So do those things. I might give you some applicant information. Maybe I have like some marketing materials, some collateral, some instructions. Like, maybe I don't, but you know, I give them to you. You get like, you take that, you get a piece of swag or a piece of candy or whatever, and then you kind of go on your way, right? You don't want to stay at the booth for like too long, unless, I don't know, there are always exceptions to the rule, but generally, you know, somewhere between like 2 and 6 minutes is probably the sweet spot. Yeah.
Yes, question one. If it's like an online application and you're not sending them an email to apply, what's the best thing to do? You just go to someone.
Cover letter, like literally the first words of your cover letter. And I mean, if you come to the booth and you talk to me, your cover letter should be like, dear Shimri Marquette, dear Shimri. It was great meeting you at the Tufts Career Fair on Friday. I really enjoyed our conversation. As instructed, I've applied for the quantitative analyst role. Like, you should do exactly those things. The very first, or if it's like, I don't know, a State Street where it's probably not going to exactly that person, it should be like, dear recruiting team, I really enjoyed talking with, you know, Robin Kahn at the Tufts Career Fair on Friday. She encouraged me to apply, blah, blah, blah. Like, that person's name should be the first thing in the cover letter. I mean, that's generally speaking, whenever you apply to a company and you know or have met somebody there, the first lines of your cover letter should be like, Robin Kahn told me to apply. Is that still good form in cover letters? Yes? Okay, cool. Yes?
Yes, I have a question. So like, during like a career fair like setting, is that similar to a networking event? Like we ask for a business card or send you a thank you note?
Yeah, you can ask for business cards. Some people will have them, some people won't. You can definitely send thank you notes. In fact, I encourage you to send thank you notes to people who have given you their contact information.
Okay.
People do ask for your business card. It's fine. Like, a lot of people will volunteer them. Briefly, I don't usually give out my business card because I don't want to have thank you notes. Instead, I want people to just apply. Occasionally, I do give out my business card, in which case I really want you to email me. So maybe you should interpret it as like, if somebody gives you their business card, you should probably email them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like in the cover letter, the title is not like the recruiting manager we found on like the company website or through Young Jobs, but rather the person I talked to.
Yeah, I think that that's fine. I mean, I don't think who it's titled to. If you talk to everybody who's representing the company at the career fair is like a recruiting ambassador. So if your cover letter says like Dear Shimri or Dear Rob Costa, Rob's the guy I'm bringing with me, like either one is totally fine. And I know that you probably came to the career fair.
Question, the thank you notes. Is there a preference of hard copy over just an email follow-up?
Email is totally fine. Preference is ASAP. Like I said,
Okay.
everything as soon as possible. Here's my one piece of recommendation with thank you notes. Don't ask questions, right? You had your opportunity to ask me any questions you wanted to ask me at the career fair. If you then write me a thank you note with like 5 questions about the role, you were just creating like an immense amount of work for me, and I'm gonna either be annoyed when I do it or just not do it. So just thanks so much for coming. We really appreciate it. I submitted my application online. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
When you write the email, like, what was the subject line with Tufts Career?
Yeah. Thanks. Met you at the Tufts Career Fair on Friday. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming. Tufts Career Fair follow-up. You get creative. I don't know. All right, just a couple of things. Remember, like I said, some companies like physically cannot accept resumes. They're limited by government regulations. Some companies don't have jobs right now, but are simply using it to like market. A good example is just like I have all of my full-time roles posted, but none of my internships are posted. I will tell you that my internships are going to open in December or January, but now is a great time to like start getting in the pipeline and to start thinking about that. Some people might not like have any jobs at all open right now, and are simply using this as marketing pipeline. The people who are there might simply be alums. But it's still like a great opportunity to get information, use it as an informational interview, learn more about the company, ask for advice. And like I said, if the recruiter gives you directions on to apply online, like listen carefully and do exactly as he or she instructs. And as you can tell, if you haven't already, like do it as soon as possible. My personal preference. Apply right away. Follow the instructions. If you're offered contact information, like I said, you probably should shoot a quick thank you note over. That's probably protocol. But I don't think you need to get like too carried away. Some companies have like a referral code. It might be like the Tufts Career Fair specific. We don't do this. I think that there are an increasing number of places though that are, especially with like long apps. If they give you a referral code, don't lose it and use it wherever they instructed you to use it or put in your cover letter or whatnot.
It's your first test for that company. Can you follow directions? Seriously.
Yeah. No, it's like when you get instructions on how to find the office, it's like if you didn't go to where we said reception was going to be, like you maybe failed, but maybe we'll also just let you in. Thank you. Good luck. You guys are going to be great. For those of you going to your first career fair, for those of you going to your fourth or fifth career fair, like as we all know, it can be scary, it can be overwhelming. You are going to be fine. The only way to get better at career fairs is to go and practice. Come see me first. I'll give you a hug. I'll make you feel at ease. You can make me feel at ease. Remember, we as recruiters are also nervous. These are the jobs that I have posted. Nice little plug, EverQuote. We're in Kendall Square. We love Tufts students. We have a ton of Tufts alums. Remember that everyone coming to this career fair wants to hire Tufts students, right? You have a leg up. You are smart and you are studying something great and you are at a very prestigious institution and you are very, very marketable. And you will be just fine. And that's all I have.
Thank you so much for doing this for us. We have a present for you, as if you want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Look, a present.
Thanks.
But also, Donna Esposito, our Director of Career Development, will be at the Career Center table during the day. Donna's in the back of the room. If you have questions, the reason we have a Career Center table is if you, at any point in the day, have a question for us. I don't know about the hug thing, but
yeah, maybe I will
right.
occupy. Unprofessional.
But we will be there to help you out. If you have questions, come see us. If you want your pep talk, come see us. Kristen Casasanto and I will be walking around. Last year I walked 6 miles during the fair, just in and out of booths. So if you see us and you have a question and you want to flag us down and grab us by the arm and say, I don't know what to say to this company, will help you. So we don't want this fair to be, I mean, lots of people, that's overwhelming in and of itself, but it doesn't need to be, you're not there alone, because there are lots of people, but you can get some help if you need it. So thank you so much for being here.
It's always fun to be here. I'm really excited to see all of you guys at the fair on Friday. Good luck and good night for you.
You guys won't have to.
Oh, and here are those little cards on the Career Fair app, which Vicki endorses. Vicki approved. You can come talk to Vicki on Friday.
We got an email today too. Good job on the email app, right?